this is Elizabeth and Elton Brewington with Discover Brightside, the video podcast. And we have been talking and talking to you about you celebrate your birthday, you celebrate your anniversary. How about celebrating Earth? So every year we celebrate Earth Day because it's important for us to think about our climate, to think about the well being of our homes, and we really want you to get on that green agenda. So green is not just recycling, it's a whole lot of things. And if you write us a comment, we'll send you some information and see if you're interested. Meanwhile, I have somebody who can help you declutter your home or your office or your warehouse or your workspaces. Because when you declutter, you're going to feel so much better. But I want to just introduce her properly. So, Marisa Hayes is the founder of Absolute Touch Organizing, a home organizing and decluttering company based in Dallas, Texas. Her journey into professional organizing began in 2015, inspired by a chance to encounter at church with a woman who was disabled and needed help in maintaining her home. After assisting and witnessing the emotional relief that a clean, cared for space could bring, Marissa recognized a deep calling. With over 20 years of experience in the medical field, she has always been attuned to caring for others, but she soon realized that she could transform lives in an entirely new way. And I'm so excited to bring her over here to the studio. So share with us this incredible journey that you've been on, Marissa.
Thank you so much. Oh, yes, most definitely an incredible journey. A lot of the entire journey is about learning the power of the things that we have inside of our homes. A lot of times we look around and we think, oh, these are just things or things are getting out of hand. But in reality, our homes are speaking to us. What do we have going on? What are we actually holding on to? A lot of people go through a process of transferring years, moving from one home to the next home to another home, but they're never releasing the old versions of themselves. So it's such a powerful process that I have learned working with a variety of different clients and learning how powerful the things inside of your home actually are and represent. And then also it tells you if you're too busy, if you're putting your energy out there in the world more than you are inside of your home, and you're wondering why this is piled up and why I feel so overwhelmed and stressed out, because when you have clutter in your home, you can't think properly. Period. It is scientifically proven when you have clutter in your home, you really can be scatterbrained and you can't function at full capacity. So that's why I love what I do, because it frees so many people from so many things and it opens up so many doors in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. It is a freeing in that. And I have witnessed it firsthand from people being able to forgive bad relationships from their parents, to opening doors of opportunity in business, to even getting pregnant and having a baby. A client that I work with is pregnant right now, and they tried for years, but after she decluttered her home, I don't know what it was, but she found out that she was pregnant shortly after. So it does something. It's a very powerful transformation that happens not just in your physical, but all within you, mind, body, and soul. So yeah, I love it. Love what I do.
I love what you do too. So just so you know, my husband and I went through four hurricanes. It was like the hurricane just chased us. And as a
Oh
result,
wow.
we lost all our things. Everything went into storage, then out of storage, into storage. And I don't think so. At that time, I felt my story was isolated. But as with the podcast, I interview people all the time. And it has happened to many people, whether you lost your
Mhm.
job, whether you downsized, whether you upsized, whether you had multiple divorces, whether you had deaths in the family, all kinds of things happen to people. There is a fortunate set of people that live in the same home for the rest of their lives, but some people have constant change. So having someone like you as a coach really helps
Mhm.
you because we accumulate stuff. We really do. We collect stuff all the time. So what is the problems that you see most people face when they have all this clutter everywhere? Is it just them, or is it a lifestyle, or what is it that makes people collect trash?
Well, a lot of times they don't look at it as trash. It's their belongings. It's something that they earned throughout their life. And then also the investment that they've put into themselves. A lot of it has to do with childhood issues and childhood traumas. So imagine a person that grew up in scarcity, right? And they did not have enough growing up. I literally had a client, they were in their late 20s. And I went over there to do an assessment. And but what when we were on the phone, she said, my daughter and we shop a lot. Now, mind you, I don't know this person. I am not there to see, what's going on. But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this has to be a teenager, maybe a 16-year-old, right? I
Right.
go over there. The child is 4 years old. She's placing blame on the 4 year old. But also, what I learned after she becomes my client is that when she was younger, she was taught to steal. But now she has grown up and created an amazing life for herself, but she's still functioning in the spirit of scarcity. So she functions as though she never has enough, even though she has everything. And that is one thing that I see very consistent to where people, they have all that they need and then some. Research is still being done, but most people only use about 20% of the things in their home, but their home is full of a lot of things that add absolutely no value. And so that is one of the things that I see very consistently. But then you have the other side where you have the person who's taught the bad habits of buying things that do not serve you, buying things that's on sale, but it still adds no value. It doesn't matter if it was $1 off or $1,000 off. If it adds no value to your life, the only thing it's doing is holding space. And so, and now all of these things that were on sale, did you catch the sale or did the sale catch you?
Yeah.
And that's the thing we have to keep in mind. And then you have the mindset of the giver, right? The person
Right.
that wants to give away everything. They want to, say, oh, well, I'm just going to give this to my sister. Okay,
Yes.
well, you like ladybugs. Does your sister like ladybugs? And some people even relinquish that responsibility of making a decision by saying, I'm going to give it away. And most people, because they like to be appeasing and not complicated or seem like they're rejecting them, they go ahead and accept it. And now it's sitting in their house 2, 3, 4, 5 years because they just couldn't say no and they're holding on to it for guilt. So there are so many different dynamics that I see in this process of decluttering. People have regret, they have guilt, they have just the inability to just say no because they don't want to be the villain in someone else's story. Well, I won't give her anything else because she didn't want it. Well, it wasn't my size or style, gift on purpose, So these are the things that I see, and that's just a couple. I can go down a laundry list of issues, but a lot of it comes from childhood traumas, um, not being able to say no, being taught that no is a bad thing. You're being disobedient if you say no. You need to be quiet, being silenced as a young adult, and now you grow into this person. We say we're grown, right? But we have these behaviors and issues that we haven't broken free from. And that's why it's bigger than just things. And that's why the battle to let go can be so difficult. On every single job, people cry. Whether I'm doing a grief decluttering where someone has passed away, or they have held on to years and years of items, it hurts, it's hard, it's difficult because they've been holding on for a really long time. A lot of people do. You can't see it. You see the outside, right? You see the beauty, you see the name brand, you see all of these things that they look like they are. But when I go into the home, I see the deeper issue, and it's very amazing, and it's saddening as well. So but it's something that can change, because the number one and the most empowering thing that I share with people is that you own things do not own you. I've had people tell me they wanted to move, throw away the whole house, catch the house on fire because they couldn't face the challenge of letting go, choosing to let go. But when you choose, that creates a whole different type of dynamic in your entire being because now you're in control. You sit in that seat of power for yourself. Now you're advocating for yourself. I don't need that anymore. I don't want that anymore. That adds absolutely no value to my life. And that affects everything about you. And then you begin to see the value that other people no longer bring into your life, your relationships. It is very powerful, way bigger than just things. So, yeah.
I hear you. So if you're watching this video and you feel like she's talking directly to you, because I hear this all the time with my videos that people say, "Oh my God, this was exactly what I was thinking." If you are in a position where you're just collecting stuff for whatever reason, we want you to write us a comment. Tell us what is the big elephant in the room. What is in your way and what is making you stuck? So
Hmm.
are you letting things absorb you, or are you living a free life of pleasure and joy? So I want you to write us a comment. And so, what is the solution to this problem?
Okay.
I mean,
Well, the
you
solution.
go abroad to developing countries like Africa or India, where I'm from, and people live
Hmm.
in like such tiny spaces in Asia,
Hmm.
and they have nothing. They just have a bed and a sheet and maybe a towel or some one item of clothing, and they're happy. And we Americans have so much stuff. What is it? Yeah, so what is the solution?
Okay, first and foremost, keeping in mind what serves you now, what serves you today, what actually works in your world. Do you need 3 to 4 sets of dishes? You have to be real with yourself, or is it for show? Are you buying emotionally to fill a void? Because there's a deeper issue here. How does this item serve a purpose in your life? Purchase on purpose, shop on purpose. Try to detach that emotional high, right? Because
Yes.
usually it's doing something for all of us when we go shopping. It makes us feel good to buy something new, but what good is it if it serves absolutely no purpose? You buy it and it's still in the closet because I go into many homes and the tags are still on the clothes. There are bags in the home with the receipts from 4 years ago. There are items at the front door from Amazon or things that have gotten delivered to the home. And guess what? They didn't open it. They have no idea what's inside of that. So I'm going to keep it simple. Purchase on purpose. How does this serve you today? Are you going to use this? What value does this add to your now? Of course, I go into homes where people had a lot of business suits. I used to go into the office all the time before COVID, but they have not been in the office since then. And now they have clothes that they can't even fit in anymore. That is an old version of who they were. Now, what do? You let go of things that no longer serve you. You let go of what was, and so you can embrace what is today. You are constantly evolving. Who we were 10 years ago is not who we are today. And that is the book, Letting Go, Embracing Your Now, really talks about those different transitions that we actually go through.
That is amazing. So how do people reach you? What services do you offer? What's the first step working with you?
Okay. Well, one of the first steps with working with me is absolutetouchorganizing.com. Absolutetouchorganizing.com. I do provide virtual services. Okay. And you can actually schedule a call with me and I can learn more about what you're going through. Although I'm located in Dallas, Texas, I have clients up north. I have one client right now in Arizona. So what happens is this face to face, I get to see you, I meet you, and I get to see your environment. And so while we're on this actual virtual call, I'm telling you, okay, I need for you to angle the phone this way. And I'm guiding you. Okay, that bin right there, let's sit down right here. Now I need for you to get a white trash bag for You donate a black trash bag for your trash, and then you also need a box for other things, like if you have cups in your bedroom that you need to take into the kitchen, we need to move that over there, okay? We need to get these items together. So it's very, very personable, even though it's virtual services, okay? And then, of course, I do have a couple of books out right now. One of them is entitled Never Letting Go, Grief Decluttering. And this one is about when someone passes away, because I see it so frequently, where someone's holding on for 5 years, 10 years, and they can't get rid of their mother's items. It is a battle. It is difficult. They feel guilty and they feel like they're letting the person go. So that book is currently on Amazon. And then also the book entitled Letting Go, which is entitled, the subtitle is Embracing Your Now, that I just talked about. That one is about going through the different transitions in life. We go from being young adults, but now we go to college, we get out, we get married, we become parents. But then the shift happens. The kids grow up. Kids are not home. The ripping, the running, now we're empty nesters. What do we do with all of their things, right? How do we shift from being all of this to this set of people, whether one or five kids, to now it's just us? Oh my God, that is such an interesting place to be, because it can be happy feelings, but also very, very sad feelings as well. And what do I do with their room? What do I do with the college students' things when they come home from school? It's so many things. And then also the relationship when kids go through their own trials and tribulations in their life and they have to move back home with the parents. Now that relationship dynamic is different, a new set of rules, because they're not little kids anymore. So now boundaries are extremely necessary. So that's what I talk about in that book. So you can get that on Amazon as well. But the first step is absolutetouchorganizing.com, where if you're in Dallas, Texas, I can actually work with you right here, right now, in person. But if you are out of town, have no fear. I do also travel as well, but there's a different price tag attached to that. But it's most definitely very doable, and virtual services are there as well.
There you have it. Go and get yourself a consultation, and she is available virtually as well. We have a lot of people from Texas on our channel. So, all my Texas friends, get a hold of her. She's going to help you declutter, and you're going to live a much better and much better life. So, thank you for watching Discover Brightside. And if you had an amazing time, just like I did, and Dr. Angela is here, so join us again and write us a comment. Tell us what you have cluttered in your home. And we are all about cleaning homes this month with our Empower Health. And if you want to go green and take the toxics out of your house, DM me and let me know, or Angelo, and we will let you know. Thank you for watching.